Drop servicing is one of the best ways to make money online as a beginner. In this video, I'm gonna give you a 5-step blueprint how you can make money in the drop servicing space. I'll show you the exact model, I'll show you how it works, I'll give you the numbers and things like that. Why should you watch this full video, and does it actually work? A lot of people on YouTube give you all kinds of ways. There's a million videos on YouTube how to make money. But how do you know that this video is actually legit and this business model is actually legit? Now, consider this. This is my group on school.com/drop servicing, where my community can talk about drop servicing business model, show the wins, show their progress, ask questions and things like that. As you can see, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of posts in the last few weeks, over 700 posts. And people are talking about the money that they made, the clients that they got, and things like that. Second client within 2 days. First client, another shot. So this guy is currently earning $4,000 a month. Okay, this guy is earning $250 a week with just his first client. So over 1,000 bucks a month, $1,600 per month. First client, $750 a month. First client, etc., etc. So these posts show you that this business model actually works, and it's worth you watching this entire video. If you want to learn about drop servicing business model, watch this entire video. It's going to be raw. It's going to be unedited. I'm not going to have some fancy editing and things like that. But if you actually just want to make money online, this video is exactly for you. So first of all, what is drop servicing and how does it actually work? So drop servicing is where you resell someone's service at a markup, typically from a country in Asia. So for example, if you go onto Fiverr.com, which is pretty much one of the biggest freelancer websites on the planet, you can type in, for example, lead generation. What's going to happen is you're going to find a lot of different suppliers. As you can see, over 31,000 suppliers, and you can get lead generation service. Now, before you get really confused, what is this lead generation, things like that, I'll make it really simple for you. So go back to here. What am I trying to show you? I'm trying to show you a map of real estate agents in California. Okay. So, and what we essentially need to do is we need to search real estate agency near California, right? And we need to find a few of these agencies. We want to click on the ones that don't have crazy amount of reviews, because those might be super established, okay? And then we start opening up some of these websites that have around 100 reviews, okay? So we go down. We want to open a few of these pages, and I'll show you everything step by step, how you can actually start making money with real estate agents and agencies using drop servicing business model. The exact same strategy can apply to in any other niche. Nightclubs, restaurants, any small businesses, you can use this exact same strategy. So we just talked about lead generation. What is lead generation? Lead generation is where you actually get leads for a business. It can be for your own business or it can be for another business. That's what we're going to do. So we open a few different real estate agencies with very little reviews. Okay. So what we're essentially going to do, we're going to scroll down. We want to see if the agency is established. And if it is established, hopefully they have an email address. Hopefully they have a phone number. Hopefully they have some social media and things like that. Right. So here we see Danielle at, realestate.com. Now, we have their contact information. We can now contact Danielle, right? And we can offer, this service to generate leads for her, because as a real estate agent, Danielle currently is definitely looking to meet real estate buyers and sellers. Currently the market is really shaky for the real estate, right? And, people either want to sell their houses or they want to buy houses at a cheap. Now, how can she get motivated buyers or motivated sellers? Because she's going to make a lot of money in commissions. So this is where we come in. As a drop servicer, what essentially we're trying to do, we're trying to come up with a market need for somebody. So in this case, a real estate agent like Danielle, right? She needs, leads. She needs leads for people looking to sell their houses or buy houses, right? And we can find people who are generating leads for the real estate industry. So we're going to type in real estate. Like, we need to be super specific. We want to get somebody that has a lot of reviews, that has very good ratings, and hopefully some orders in the queue as well. So, for example, let's look at this one. Real estate skip tracing order now. So, all possibly valid and wireless landline numbers, personal emails, and things like that. Okay, so for $40, we're going to get 1,000 leads. Now, again, how does it work? Like, how can you make money with this? How can you make money with this? How can you make money and put it in your pocket with this exact service that I'm talking about? So that's how it works. So we see, okay, 1,000 leads is $40, right? So we can email Danielle, right? And we can say, I know that currently you're looking for motivated buyers and sellers in San Francisco area. That's where she's from, right? So we can do that. We can find her on Google Maps, and we can say that, you know what? I'm a lead generation agency. I'm willing to bring you a lot of leads using all kinds of strategies like skip tracing and things like that. And, I'm gonna obviously charge you some money. Don't write it like this. I'm just explaining the process, right? We need to have a way more professional language when we speak to these people. So essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, look, I'm gonna bring you 1,000 leads, okay, and it's gonna cost you $400. Now, you might think to yourself, who in his right mind is going to pay $400 for this service that is costing $40 on this website? And I'll tell you the truth, a lot. Most of these real estate agencies are going to pay $400 to get 1,000 motivated sellers. Most of these agencies will, because just one house that they can sell is worth tens of thousands of dollars in commissions for them, okay? Especially agencies like this, where Danielle is pretty much working, as an advisor, trusted advisor for clients directly. She's not in some agency. It seems like this is her own business. So, if she spends $400 and gets just one motivated buyer or seller, she's going to make 100x return on your service of just $400. Now, how does it work for you? So if Danielle actually agrees and says, you know what, I'm willing to give it a shot. I want to get these leads. I want to get these emails. I want to get these landline numbers and things like that from you. So 1,000 leads we're going to deliver to her. So she's going to give us $400. By the way, this number could be higher or lower. But for this specific niche of lead generation, I typically say we want to 10x the supplier's cost. So $400 minus $40, we're making $360 of clear profit, right? Just to order on here, right? And then send her the database. That's all we're doing. We're not even doing any skip tracing. We're not doing any lead, we're not really generating any leads. All we're essentially doing is we're buying lead generation service from somebody who is in Asia. Typically, these people, they're from like Pakistan and India and similar kind of countries, typically, right? And they're actually asking for very little money, right? And we get like really, really expensive service business, typically in like very wealthy US areas, Australian areas, United Kingdom areas, right? And we kind of merge them together. And that's where we can squeeze out a huge margin. Okay, so like Is it guaranteed that Danielle will want to go for this deal and you'll make $360 100%? Of course not. This business model relies on you collecting a lot of these emails. So we got an email of Danielle. It's on here, right? But there is loads of other websites as well where we can, where we can get emails and things like that. So let's go down in this one, for example, and see. We got an email as well very, very quickly. Let's go on this one. Let's go down to the very bottom. So as we can see, these are the founders and realtors as well in there. Yeah, this is the email, right? So what we can essentially do is we can build up a database of these people, right? And then, of course, once we have a database of around, let's say, 1,000 people or more, right? We can then email them saying, I offer lead generation service. And, as soon as they come back to you asking for the price, you hopefully try to set up a call. By the way, a lot of you guys are asking questions like, I sent, 200 emails, I got 0 clients. The reality is this business model is about numbers. So, the more emails you send, the more calls you do, the more social media messages like Instagram and LinkedIn messages you send, the more chances for you to get clients. And what I typically recommend is I really recommend working with very, very high quality suppliers so your clients come back. And also, you want to be in a niche that is actually recurring. So, I was just talking about, lead generation service. This is a very, very recurring niche because typically, if we bring in, very good leads for these real estate agents, and they, for example, invest $400, right? And they get one person selling their house, they're going to typically get around 3% commission. So a typical house in a San Francisco area is probably going to be about, I don't know, $1.5 million, at least, probably more, right? Times 3, she's going to book in about $45,000 in commission because she's working for herself, right? It's her own agency. So she's going to be racking in about $45,000. Now, for her, what she's going to think about, man, that was great. So this guy gave me a $400, real estate leads package. I kind of want to go back and now order for $1,000 because maybe now I'm going to get 10 clients out of this huge list, okay? So essentially what happens is next time, we're going to, of course, let's just say, get $4,000 and we're going to get 10,000 leads for this person, okay? Or we're going to do 20,000 leads for this person, right? So we want to obviously upsell as much as possible. So we want to say, look, I'm going to give you 20,000 leads or I'm going to give you 50,000 leads. Obviously, there is a limit. Like, you can't really sell 1 million leads. There's just so many leads in California, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that it's much better to sell 5,000 leads than 500 leads. So ideally, we're trying to sell as many leads as possible. We can start with a small order as well. So we can tell her first that, for example, my minimum order is 500 leads. So if you're going to be happy with that, hopefully she finds 1 or 2 motivated buyers or sellers. Then we're going to say, next time, you know what? Why don't we go for like 5,000 leads or 10,000 leads? Now, with that, hopefully she finds more clients, right? And then it keeps on going, right? We can expand the reach and maybe find clients from her state, not necessarily from her city, but from her state. And hopefully there's a lot more leads that we can offer to her. And the good thing about it is that the margin is typically very, very high. So like I said, this service, we would be looking to resell about 10 times higher. So $400 minus $40, we're looking at $360, in pure profit. And this is only with 1,000 leads. If we do 10,000 leads, it's going to be, much, much higher profit margin. Okay, so what else can we actually offer to these online, to these agencies? So there is a lot of things that we can do. So drop servicing doesn't end at lead generation. It's just a niche that I was talking about. So there is a lot of different things we can do. So for example, when I go to Fiverr again, If we go to graphic design, what we can essentially do is we can offer landing page designs. We can offer poster designs, catalog designs, menu designs, brochure designs, flyer designs, packaging designs, book covers. The list goes on and on. Inside of the programming and tech space, we can, of course, offer landing pages, just simple websites, portfolio websites, websites for small and local businesses using Wix and similar kind of platforms as well. Inside of digital marketing, we can do SEO services, social media services, running paid ads, for example, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, and things like that. There's a lot of opportunities to be drop servicing. Now, when it comes to video, we can do video editing, we can do video ads and commercials and things like that. So the amount of niches that you can really find going on Fiverr and really going through everything, there's like hundreds of niches that you can get into. But the point that a lot of people really don't get about drop servicing business model is that you don't really need to work with hundreds and hundreds of clients. What you essentially need to do is you need to identify about 100 people, max 100 people, not only get their email address, but also get their name down so you can personalize the message. For example, in this case, Danielle, right? So not only you want to research more about her, right? But also you want to get her email. You want to get, all the socials that you can get about her. So we're going to do that very, very quickly, right? And when you do all of that, I would say that it's much better to contact 100 people really in depth from all kinds of angles, like concentrated, super concentrated approach of contacting them, as opposed to sending 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 emails to random people and info at something.com. It's much better to target 100 people with extremely razor sharp offering for something that they actually need. So in this case, because I've been in drop servicing space for a long time, I know that, real estate agents need lead generation. So this is a service that they actually need, especially right now, okay? So we're offering something that they need. We're giving them at a price point that actually is reasonable. Also, we're going to make a lot of money with that because, as I said, the margin is going to be around 10 times higher than what the supplier is giving us. And also, we're going to contact her everywhere we can. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we want to check out where we can contact her, okay? So we can send her an email, right? That's really great. There's a phone number as well. For those of you who are really brave and feel like, doing cold calls, that's an option, okay? So what we need to do is we now can see that she has an Instagram, so we can send her a message as well on there, okay? We can also look into some of the things that she's up to. We can really research a lot about this person. For example, what is she into? She likes, animals. That's really cool, right? She has an animal as well. And sometimes you really need to do a lot of research on the person in order to really land that person. Because as soon as you get into a call, if you can pull the right triggers, if you can really talk about something that's really, really interesting or really important to that person, you're going to have like a very high success rate. So all you need is about, 2 or 3 calls to land a client, max. For me, typically, if I get into a call, about 90% of calls I'll land, okay? Because I'm going to do a lot of research, right? And I'm actually going to nail the call. So I don't really need to have 100 calls a month. All I need is a few calls, and I can pretty much, have a lot of business for that month. Now, this is Yelp, so we can see, is there a way to contact her through this? We can see that she has a Yelp profile. She's got a lot of reviews. Very, very good. But is there a way to really contact her through here? Not really. Not really. I don't see a way to contact her except for there's a phone number again. Okay, so let's go on here. So Danielle Lazier, right? We can basically click message. Okay, so we can message her, or we can go click more and then click connect. And there's another way again to contact her as well. Now let's go on YouTube as well, and we can see that she has a YouTube channel. Okay, not many subscribers, but a lot of videos on there. She seems to be making a lot of content when it comes to real estate as well. And how can we contact her? How can we find more contact information for her? So typically on this section, there's going to be a lot of different links. So here, view email address. Let's click on that. We've got another slightly different email. Okay, on her website, we had a different one. So we got another email, how to contact her. Plus, we can contact her on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So we're gonna contact her in like 5 or 6 different places. She'll see our message 100%, especially since we're gonna follow up as well. So let's now go on Zillow and see if we can contact her this way. So as we can see, we can send a contact message on there as well. Not sure how well these messages arrive to real estate agents, especially when you ask for something that's not relevant to their thing that they're offering. So you could, for example, ask for, can you please call me? I want to talk about some of your real estate work or whatever. Something really vague. You don't want to put in the message like, I'm going to offer you lead generation service, or I'm going to offer you video editing service, or I'm going to offer you graphic design service. You don't want to do that because typically she might not respond. But if you're just going to ask for something very, very not specific, she might actually come back to you and give you a call. Okay. And finally, she also has a Facebook page where we can, again, send her a message. So, there's so many different ways how we can actually contact her. Is crazy, right? And that's what I really recommend. I really do not recommend you sending 10,000 emails a month and thinking about it's a numbers game. So I'm completely going to ignore the research, right? And I'm just going to focus on sending as many emails as I can without even thinking. No, that's not the right approach. It's much better contacting about 100 people, but getting their LinkedIn, getting their email, getting their YouTube channel if they have it, right? Getting their Instagram, Facebook page, and all kinds of different things, and then messaging them from all angles. It's going to give you a much, much better return on your time and much better response rate as well. So just to recap, drop servicing is when we resell other people's services to clients, typically in the US, in the UK, in Australia, and other Western markets, right? And we actually engage suppliers from Asian countries. That's where we can squeeze out and get a very, very high margin, and we essentially have a business for us where we take the margin to ourselves for managing this deal, for making sure it happens, for making sure that we're able to get clients. And of course, we never put together the client and the supplier. We are always in the middle, managing the conversations, communications, and things like that. Never we reveal to one another that they're working. We never do that, because if you do that, your clients typically will not be happy, and they'll probably either stop working with you or will renegotiate fees. The other very important thing is to realize, okay, what kind of services should you be really offering? So what are the niches? We really covered it a little bit, but there is another very important thing as well. Some of the niches are low ticket, some of the niches are high ticket. What do I mean by that? If you're familiar with high ticket sales, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But if not, I'm going to quickly run through the main difference. So for example, if we go on YouTube, there is a few niches that you could do even on YouTube, a few services that you could offer. For example, somebody is making these images, these thumbnails, right? So what you could do is you could go on Fiverr and type in thumbnail design. So let's look at a few examples. Hopefully we can find somebody who is offering it at $5. For example, this one, right? So an attractive thumbnail is going to be $5 with 1-day delivery and unlimited revisions. That looks really good, right? So all of these thumbnails are going to cost $5. Now, we can go on YouTube and we can sell it to some of these channels and say that, look, $25, you get a thumbnail. Okay, so if they agree, we're going to get $25 minus $5 and a little bit of fees as well. So it's going to be about $6. We're going to make $19 from just one thumbnail. Now, this is called a low ticket business. Why is that? It's because $19, how can we make, for example, $5K a month? We need to make about 263 thumbnails a month. Okay, that's quite a lot, right? But this niche is also good because it's recurring. So it's possible to actually get a client who's going to need, 20, 30 or more thumbnails per month. That is why this niche is still actually pretty good. But I was just talking about lead generation, right? Lead gen. So in this niche, as you can imagine, right, we're not dealing with $5 reselling at $30. No, we're talking about a much, much, much larger stakes on here, right? For example, here, $1,600 motivated seller or cash buyer leads with skip tracing. Those of you who are in real estate industry, you'll understand what these kind of buzzwords mean. But essentially, this guy is claiming that he can bring in motivated sellers, people who are looking to sell their houses because they have some problems. For example, let's say they just lost their job or whatever. They can't pay their mortgage or whatever. They just want to sell their house quick, right? And they want to sell it for cash. And typically, there's a way how you can find these buyers. For example, when they're behind their bills and things like that. Maybe abandoned houses and things like that. There's ways, and this guy is claiming that he can find them. We obviously can't verify the accuracy of these leads before we talk to this guy and things like that. But we can see that reviews are actually very good. So let's quickly see. Listener Zirpol is very good. He answered all of my questions and delivered in a very timely manner. Can't wait to start calling. Great. Like a month ago, somebody said that the list was very good. I haven't gotten to my list, but he have got me a list that they bought, so that was a win for me. So more or less, a lot of the people say that the accuracy is very good. I've received high quality leads from the seller. Numbers accuracy is about 80-90%, which has resulted in some great deals for me. Very satisfied. This is some seriously high ticket offer that you can put together. Okay, so this is like, let's say $90, right, for 1,600 leads. So again, if we come back to Daniel, right, and we say, look, what I'm offering is I'm offering you motivated sellers that will be looking to sell their house, okay, and like we discussed before, for example, we can offer a lot of these leads. So let's do a little bit more. Okay, so 1,600 is the premium, but you can contact this guy Nazir, right? And you can say, you know what, man, I'm gonna need 5,000 of these leads. Okay, so more or less, we're looking at a slightly higher price. I'm sure that he'll say, okay, so 5,000 divided by 1,600 is going to be a 3.1%, 3.1 time higher price. So 90 times 3.1, we're looking at about $300 that he's going to ask for, just under $300 for 5,000 leads. Okay. Now that's $300 that we can resell to, to Danielle. But obviously, we don't want to resell at 300 because we're not going to make anything. So we need to put our margin up, okay? And I was talking about 10 times higher margin, previously in this video. But if you're pushing it like really far, it can be a bit too much. So we don't want to say to her, look, it's going to be $3,000, or if you sell even more leads, it's going to be like $5,000 or $10,000. No, we want to keep it kind of reasonable. So in this case, I would say $280 is going to cost us, more or less, right? Times 3, that would be $840. Actually, that sounds quite little. Let's do $950. Okay, minus 280. We would make $670 if we sell 5,000 leads to Danielle, okay? And we don't have to even do anything. So all of it is going to be handled by Nazar, right? Who is basically in the lead generation space. So what we're essentially going to make is $670 of clear profit, okay? This is really good as well. And we can ask her, like, what kind of information, what kind of data do you need? Do you need emails? Do you need phone numbers? Do you need locations, the exact locations? Or do you need just the state? There's so many different factors that come into this. But typically, these are like the main things, okay, that she should be looking for. Okay, and that's what I mean by high-ticket service. So on the thumbnail example, we're talking about $25 profit or $20 profit, more or less, right? For one service that you deliver to one client, right? Granted, it's recurring, but still, just one piece of work that you deliver is about $20 profit, right? Here, we're looking at about $670 profit. It could be more. It could be $900. Could be $950. It could be coming in up to $1,000 typically. You don't really push beyond 1K for selling leads, because at some point people are just like, man, it's quite a lot. But you just need 2 or 3 clients like this per month, and you're done. You're making a few K a month. Okay, so that's why high ticket approach is actually very good. Because with thumbnails, we need to work with a lot of different channels, okay? A lot of different channels to make a worthwhile income. By the way, how much money can you make in drop servicing? Also, how much money have I made when I started and things like that? So I'll quickly cover it. So when I started, I was doing it part-time. This was a few years ago as well. I was making about $1,000 a month after a few weeks within starting it. Okay, and I was doing part-time about 10 hours a week. So I'm good at sales. I had a lot of online marketing experience. So for me, it was very easy to get started. I got my first clients literally within a few days. Okay, so it was very, very easy for me to get started. I basically sent a lot of emails. I collected a lot of databases, and I just got clients very, very quickly, And I taught other people plenty of times. As you know, I have drop servicing mentorship as well, where I teach other people. A lot of my students find clients all the time. So it's always possible to find clients in the drop servicing space, simply because we can work anywhere. We can work with US, Australian, New Zealand, Canadian, UK, all kinds of different markets, And currently, there is actually a very, very good opportunity to work with real estate agents. That's why I'm talking about it in this video, especially, is because currently the real estate market is in a little bit of a chaos. Interest rates are quite high. Some people are defaulting on their mortgages and things like that. A lot of people have had fixed mortgages that have expired, and now they need to refinance at much higher levels and things like that. So currently, a lot of real estate agents are looking for those really good, motivated buyers and sellers who are looking to sell, and they're like kind of desperate, and also buyers who are looking to pay cash for really good property deals. So, now is a very good time to deliver lead generation services to real estate agents. For example, 2 or 3 years ago, when the real estate market was like super hot, it was not that important to do lead gen for them, okay? Some of those real estate agents might have said, we really don't need this service because there is a queue outside of this house viewing. There's a queue, like somebody's going to buy it by the end of today. But now that's not the case. So as we go through some of these different real estate agencies that I found on this area, we can see that, it's a very good time to reach out to them and offer them lead gen services. Okay. Now, the other thing that's really important. So we talked a little bit about what kind of niches there are and what you could actually do in drop servicing. But I want to give you a few more examples of what specifically you can do. Okay. So and also I'm going to give you the best niches as well that are suitable for beginners. So one of the main niches is, of course, video editing. Now, can we offer something even like to real estate agencies? Of course, we can do that. So, for example, this person, I found that she has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to go back to her YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you that we can offer her video editing services, okay? So she does like house tours. Let's click on it. Yeah, so these kinds of house tours, right? So somebody is editing these videos, okay? And if we go on here and type in real estate house tours, and we can get video editors for editing house tours, okay? That's what we do. So we're going to click on it. I will do wonderful real estate, reels, house tours, cinematic, edit, whatever, okay? Of course, we need to make sure that the numbers work really well, okay? So very, very high margin we want. Okay, so somebody who's charging, let's say, $20 to $30 for editing someone's house tour, and then we want to charge at least 5 times more or even more to the clients, hopefully in the US and things like that. If we type in editing, that'll bring in more relevant results. Yeah, there's more results right now. So let's see a few examples of what I mean. And we kind of want somebody who also has, a decent number of reviews. Let's click on this one. Okay. Let's click on this one. That's more or less what this person is using. I mean, I don't really like specifically this this seller, because I don't think it looks very good. There's way better sellers, but you get the idea. So let's look at some other examples. For example, this. Yeah. That looks a bit better. Yeah, so it's like a real estate video about some property, some restaurant. So this could be an example of a supplier as well, but obviously you want to do a lot more research and you want to find somebody that has a lot of reviews as well. So that's one thing. We can offer her real estate video editing. Typically, we would say that, 1 minute video is about, let's say, $50. We want to find a supplier for $20 or $15. So we're going to make a decent profit from just one video. The other thing is, she also makes videos like this.
Here's the thing. Most of these lawsuits, the seller's agent has a fiduciary to the seller.
So she makes like talking head videos. As you can see, there's very hardly any views because, this specific video is not very attractive. It just lacks, it lacks, for example, text on there. It lacks any like images and things like that. It's just not a very interesting video, okay?
A fiduciary is a legal
So it doesn't mean that the content is not valuable. It is very valuable to the right audience, but there's just no video editing that could really bring it to life. So we can offer her that as well. And there's plenty of other things that we can offer. For example, thumbnail designs, as I was talking about. Thumbnail designs as well, we can offer her. Plus, she does she does Instagram. We can offer her Instagram video editing and things like that. So these are some of the examples that we can do when it comes to video editing, short form, and also graphic design. Finally, we can also run ads for her. So we can say, look, Danielle, I've found your business is not running ads at the moment. And if you want to get real estate buyers leads. Let me run ads on Instagram. Let me run ads on Facebook. Let me run ads on Google to bring in qualified people who are looking to buy a house in San Francisco area. That's where she's based, and that's where her business is based. Now, how can we do that? Again, as drop servicers, do we need to know how to run Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads? No. We go back onto Fiverr again. We're going to go and type in Facebook ads manager. These people are also called media buyers, by the way, people who run Facebook campaigns and things like that. So just as an example, I will be your Facebook ads manager to run profitable Facebook ads campaigns, 13 orders in the queue. And as you can see, this guy, what's going to do is he's going to run, Facebook ads for 30 days. He's going to optimize it. It's like a complete package, $450 for a month. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to Danielle and we're going to say $450 is our cost, right? So we want to put a margin on top of this. And, because she is in a very, very high ticket business, which is real estate sales, right? And it's her own business as well. We kind of want to make a lot of money on this deal. So we don't need many clients, and we're going to make money with this deal. So what I would say is we want at least $1,000 for her to actually run these ads, at least, okay? Plus, we want to keep some margin, and we also have to pay our supplier $450, okay? So what we should offer her should be at least $3,000 a month package, okay? For that, she's going to get $1,500 of direct ad spend. So that can that'll be paid directly to Facebook, Google, Instagram, whatever, billing her card, okay? So when we talk to her on a call, we're going to say, I recommend you start with $3,000 as a minimum budget. For $1,500, you're going to get the ad spend. The rest is going to be my fee for managing this, for optimizing this, for giving you reports, for giving you the strategy and things like that. Now, as we discussed, $450 is going to be more or less the supplier's cost. After the fees and things like that, realistically, you're going to be left for about $1,000. So now, you're helping Danielle with her, with her ad strategy. You have a supplier managing it, right? But you're overseeing the entire process, and you're making $1,000 a month in the process of doing so. Okay, so that's a pretty well-rounded figure. So as I said, about $3,000 you want to charge. Half of it goes into the actual ads. Okay, it charges her own card, and the rest is, you give the supplier $450 after the fees and everything. You're left with about $1,000 of clear profit from just one client per month. Now, if you scale that up, if hopefully you get some leads for Danielle, after some time you can say, look, let's jump on a call, please. I want to show you how we're performing. Look, I brought you so many leads. Do you want to increase the budget? Let's go up to $5,000 a month if you're okay with that. Let's just assume she says, yeah, sure. I got 2 or 3 buyers from you in the last month. I'm really happy with that. We can scale up the ads to $5K a month. You can say that, okay, great. So now, my fee is going to increase a little bit because I'm going to be managing more campaigns. There's going to be more responsibility and things like that. And now, hopefully, you can book in, for example, $1,500. Okay, so a little bit more for yourself. And of course, she's still going to have more ad spend. The supplier's cost is going to be more or less the same. Okay, typically you have to agree with the supplier that is going to be no more than $500 a month that they have to, that they're taking. Okay, so essentially, if you're paying supplier $500, taking $1,500, she's left with about $3,000 to spend, on the ad spend if she's investing $5,000 a month. Now that sounds really, really good, right? But then the downside with this specific niche is that you actually have to understand a little bit about how to actually run these ads. When it comes to lead generation, you pretty much don't need any understanding. It's just like, your supplier is doing all of the work. You're just sending these leads to your clients. Thumbnails, don't need to understand anything about graphic design and things like that. Always, you just get the files, you send it to your client. Super easy. Now, when it comes to this, it's a bit, it's really desirable that you actually research this business model. You go through some courses, you learn on YouTube, you try running ads yourself for even $5 or $10, just to understand how it works, how to run them and things like that. Because it's super, super important. You need to understand if you're really delivering a good work, good quality for your clients. Also, it's big responsibility. I've ran ads for especially real estate agents in the past, and I know the pressure that you get when your client is burning money, right? Spending money on ads and things like that. And you need to see leads coming through. You need to show something. You need to show a report that, you know what? I'm getting you leads. I'm getting you calls. I'm getting you emails and things like that. Because the client is really looking into this money disappearing, right? And they kind of want to get a return on this ad spend. And you're ultimately responsible for that. It's not your supplier. Your supplier cannot care less about the results. Hopefully they're like decent person and he's going to help you to get those results. But at the end of the day, your client is really going to pressure you and ask you, man, where are the results? Like, I want to get leads. Ultimately, I need to get sales from these leads, but the leads is what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's why it's super important that if you do go for the ads management, you'd really need to understand this. So we also spoke about short form content. So for example, she has shorts. So she makes videos like that. Let's see this video, for example.
For my property owning friends and my friends who are property owners in California, property taxes are due and delinquent next.
So what she's talking about property taxes in California and things like that. So again, we can offer her video editing for short form content. So let's type in short form content video editor. We can essentially, find a video editor, or we can deliver us shorts video editing, for example, for $5. Let's refresh that. Yeah, 5 orders in the queue. Pretty decent feedback, 4.9 stars, which is very good. 30 to 45 seconds, engaging captions, emojis, and sound effects, $5. That's pretty good, right? And she doesn't have like any fancy editing and things like that. So we could say, you know what? This is going to be, let's say, $29. Minus $5, we're booking in $20 after all the fees and things like that. It's going to be about $20. Now, if we edit, for example, 10 shorts like this per month for her, it's going to be $200 of clear profit that we're booking. Now, is that realistic? Yes, it is realistic. I've worked myself in the short form editing space plenty of times with loads of different clients in all kinds of different niches, from real estate, from YouTubers, content creators, and things like that. So it is absolutely realistic, and it definitely works. Again, so just to recap, the best niches for beginners are video editing for long form videos. It can be on YouTube, it can be not on YouTube, it can be on other platforms, or it can be, for example, house tours and things like that. So we have got short form videos. We're talking about YouTube Shorts, Instagram. We're talking about TikTok. We're talking about LinkedIn and things like that. We've got graphic design, which can be flyers, brochures. It can be YouTube thumbnails. It can be, flyers and things like that. So a lot of different things where hopefully they are needed on a recurring basis, ideally. We don't want to go for a graphic design niche that is just a one-time thing, unless we're going for something that is high ticket. I can show you an example of that. If you're a loyal viewer of this channel, you'll know this niche. I really love this. Brand identity design, I really love this niche. It's a high ticket niche where you can charge a lot of money. So for example, this one, right, you can create a brand for somebody, for example, like this, right? You can create a corporate blank, envelopes, business cards, logos, t-shirts, merch, and things like that, right? And this person only gonna charge you between $47 up to $140 for creating this brand from scratch, which is absolutely mental, because this is the kind of thing that you would offer to, you know, real estate agencies and things like that, at a much higher price point. Like we're really talking about at least $900, $950 for example. At least you want to be as close to 1,000 as possible. So more or less we're looking at least $800. Okay, of clear profit. Okay, and as you can see, this listing is in demand because this one I actually really like. I've seen this seller a few times, and I'm actually working in the brand identity niche right now with one client. So I'm really involved in this niche. This is a very good one. It's not recurring, but it can be very high margin where, you know, some clients in the Western countries are happily paying over 2,000, 3,000 bucks for creating a brand from scratch. You know, and if you can pay about 150, 200 bucks for that, you can book in a huge profit just with one client. Huge profit. And then finally, how to actually find clients. You know, this is really important because a lot of the time people think about, okay, man, you know what? I'm gonna create a website. I'm gonna create a social page. For example, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm gonna create TikTok. I'm gonna create a YouTube channel. They really go crazy with creating socials and websites and things like that. And then they realize that, man, you know what? I'm not getting any clients. And what I typically say is, you know what? Don't create a website. Don't create any socials, right? All you need is just a simple Gmail or a custom domain name with an email, okay? And what you're essentially going to do is you're going to do email marketing, right? And if you want to create some kind of a website, if you want to create some kind of a social page, just create a LinkedIn page. And say, for example, I'm a lead gen agency. I'm a graphic design agency. You know, I'm a digital marketing agency and things like that. Or create, for example, just a Facebook page. Or create just a YouTube channel, or create just an Instagram page. So you want to create just one piece of touch point with your clients. You don't want to create all these things because then it becomes really complicated and, you know, it's very hard to manage all these social media channels and things like that before you even got any clients. You know, I know it's tempting to do that because, you know, quite a lot of clients that you'll find, they do that. So Danielle, for example, has Google page, Instagram page, Yelp, LinkedIn, YouTube, Zillow, and Facebook. That's a lot of stuff to manage. But for us, you know, as drop servicers, really don't want to do that initially because we just need to get a few clients, get off the ground, make some money back, and then you can invest into creating all these socials and things like that. For now, just focus on one thing. Create, like I said, either LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook page, YouTube channel. Put some information about yourself, maybe make a video or something, right? And then offer that service. How you offer it? You, like I described in this video, you send emails, number one. Number two, you can approach them on social media. So, like I described in this video, best strategy, 100% best strategy that's worked for me over the last few years is email marketing. So collecting an email database, like in this case, for example, Danielle's email is here. You kind of want to go for like smaller agencies like this, where you can get their email address as well, and this is as well, where it's some personal brand behind real estate agency. It's very good. It's much higher chance that you're gonna get any results, you're gonna get any response, because the decision maker is really running the business. You know, it's not some hedge fund like in a case of Berkshire Hathaway and things like that. Finally, so let's assume we do find a client for some of the services. For example, we find a client for short form video editing. Now, let's just assume, right, that it's this client. So what's going to happen? So as we see, she makes short form videos, sometimes house tours, sometimes talking head videos and things like that. Now, how can we really make sure that we never lose money? Also, how can we work with this? How can we fulfill this? What is the process? So what essentially would happen is I would come to Danielle, right? And I would offer her one of the services. So I wouldn't offer everything. I wouldn't say I'm going to do lead gen, I'm going to do short form video editing, long form video editing, Google ads and things like that. You kind of want to pick just one service and offer that one service to her by email. Now, if she gets back to you and she's interested, then you get on a call, right? And on the call, or if you're afraid of calls, just ask her for a WhatsApp number and chat on WhatsApp. Get it out of the email as quickly as possible, okay? Now, but if you do get it on a call, which is the preferred way, it's much easier to get clients on the calls, right? Then on the call, you would then say that, you know what? Not only I can do short form video editing for your YouTube channel, but also I can do long form video editing for your videos. Also, you can use those long form videos on your agency website as well, right? But also I can do lead gen as well. So I do like a full package for real estate businesses, everything from A to Z when it comes to their digital marketing, including running ads as well. Now with that, you can say that, you know what, for example, she says, let's start with YouTube Shorts. You know what, I'm really interested in, video editing. I'm interested in lead gen and things like that, but let's just start with YouTube Shorts. I just want to see if you're going to deliver anything useful to me. And you say, yeah, sure. And you say, for example, how many shorts do you need? She says, you know what, I'm going to need 20 shorts this month. So what you say is, for example, $25 for one short times 20 shorts. This is going to be $500 a month that she has to pay. As we discussed, it's going to be $5 for one short. This is the fee that you want to pay on Fiverr. Okay, so as you can see, it's $5, right? And you kind of want to find a supplier who is going to make a $5 short with high number of reviews, very good rating, which should be 4.9, right? And then a very high number of revisions. So 3 is actually good for shorts, okay? And 1-day delivery as well, ideally up to 60 seconds. This is not 60 seconds, which is not ideal, but it's pretty good, okay? And now, that is the ideal approach. So we don't want to sell just one short. We actually want to sell a package of shorts. Okay, that's the ideal case in this kind of scenario. Okay, now and then, so like I said, $5 that we're gonna be charged here, right? Times 20, we're gonna incur a cost of $100 a month. Okay, so you can contact this guy and say, "Hi, I'm looking for 20 shorts package a month. What's the best price you can offer?" Maybe you can say, look, I kind of need 60 seconds, okay? And, I want to pay maximum of $100 a month, but I want 60-second videos. Sometimes you can also negotiate the cost a little bit down. So say, for example, $80. And I'm going to need 20 videos, which would be $4. Sometimes these suppliers can agree. You just need to contact them and talk to them, okay? But assume he doesn't reduce the price and it's going to be $100. So we've got $500 minus $100 is going to be $400 that we're going to be booking in profit from just this one client with 20 shorts a month. Okay, so that's how it would work from the numbers point of view. But how it's actually going to work when it comes to not losing any money, okay? So first of all, what we want to do is we want to say to Danielle that, you know what, I'm going to need a deposit from you because, I'm going to be putting in work up front. I'm going to make those 20 shorts. So that's the policy of my, of how I work with clients. So typically I say you have to get a deposit from 20% to 30%. Okay, so in this case, if we're agreeing on $500 a month package for making 20 shorts, 20% would be $100, okay, which would cover the cost of making these videos, okay? So that's great. Like whatever happens, I'm going to be at zero, okay? So there's no way I can actually lose money. Now, if I actually ask for more, so 30%, for example, that would be $150 minus $100, which is what I'm paying for the supplier. I'm ending up at $50 of profit regardless of what happens. If something happens to this business, if she goes out of business, if something happens to her, whatever, like I'm going to be in profit of $50 regardless. Hopefully she, of course, works with us and she's going to pay us the rest of the money after the 20 shorts are delivered that month. But, this is the best way to ensure that you never lose money in the drop servicing business, where you ask for 20 to 30% deposit, which usually has to cover absolutely all the costs of your freelancers. You don't want to put in your own money first and then wait for for clients to give you the money back. You don't want to do that at all. And finally, so assuming that she does give you the deposit, right? You simply go onto Fiverr with that $100. Let's say she gave you 20%, right? You buy from this guy. So you're going to spend $100 to order the 20 shorts, right? And you're left at zero. So you're going to buy on here. And at the checkout stage, you're going to send him, for example, a Google Drive or Dropbox or another platform where you're going to put all of the footage that Danielle is going to give you. And you just say, look, I need you to add, for example,
For my property owning
I need you
friends
to
and
add
my
this
friends
kind
who
of
are
text,
property owners
right?
in California,
I want to do a little bit
property
of
taxes
zooms. I want to do a little bit of cuts. I want to add some pictures, pop-ups, and things like that. Make this video better. Make this video come to life, because these videos are pretty, pretty boring and not very interesting. Okay, and then once you do that, hopefully you got 20 videos that are high quality. You're gonna send it to Danielle, and if she's happy, then job is done. You ask for the final money. She hopefully sends you the final money, and then you obviously made the profit, because now she's owing you additional $400. $400, yeah, because we spent $100 on here. We got $100 deposit, and she needs to pay us additional $400. Hopefully, after that is done, for the next month, she can do the same thing again. We're gonna make additional $400 again. So that's how drop servicing works in details from A to Z. I just explained to you how it works, but if you need help, if you need somebody who will actually guide you step by step how to start drop servicing business, I actually have a 3 months drop servicing mentorship. I work with so many people around the world, people from US, Australia, New Zealand, France, Germany, United Arab Emirates, and so on and on. So if you want to apply to my mentorship, if you want to learn from me directly, if you want me to mentor you and hold your hands for 3 months, where I show you everything from A to Z, how to choose your service niche, how to choose your market niche, how to find clients, how to create an offer, how to build an email list, how to set up your email campaigns, what kind of email marketing softwares to use, etc., etc. All of the things from A to Z. If you want to learn that, send me an email here and we can chat about it. Thanks for watching this video. Drop a like for YouTube algo, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to see you in the next video.